Let's make a video about Nvidia. I just made some comments on Telegram for a user. It's always about knowing what drivers you need. So sudo pacman -s Nvidia, there are quite a few that you can install. By default, we use Nvidia DKMS, which supports many of the newer Nvidia cards, but once you have these older machines and you want to try to install Linux on it, right, then it might be necessary to have 340, 390, 470, 525, things like that. So first of all, figure that out. Just Google or DuckDuckGo Nvidia download drivers. I've made lots of videos about that already on ArcoLinux.com. Right, oops, well, almost. And just type in the menu Nvidia and you'll figure out what I've shared here. Of course, the Nvidia, let's do download drivers, since we are now here on the internet, right? This is what you do. You select it, Ctrl-T, FF, fast fetch or neo fetch, figure it out. What am I on? GeForce RTX, GeForce RTX, RTX 2060. And this is how you figure out, and it's longer. The list is longer. And if you select it, you say Linux, etc., and then search. And you know you need a 340 driver, and the 340 driver is available. Sudo pacman -s Nvidia. All right, here are the guys. So that's the driver. Then it's information. So this is information. Of course, there's lots of YouTube videos as well from other guys, but this should be your reference in all cases. And what I'm gonna explain is coming from here. So read anything you can read about Nvidia. Lots of information, but it can be cryptical. And one of the things is this. So Ctrl-T. We have something available, which is called ArcoLinux. If you update, right, update your systems, because I've just worked on it, on the scripts, update your system, system config comes in, ArcoLinux Nvidia. The one we're talking about now is DRM modeset toggle. Nvidia DRM modeset toggle means like a light, a switch off and on, off and on. You can try to see if that improves your setting. And this toggle thing takes into account that we have now, modeset. What am I typing wrong? DRM modeset. Okay. So DRM, Nvidia DRM. All right, we're almost there. Voila. Oh my God. Modeset toggle. This one, it's a long thing, but then you know, okay, it's for Nvidia only, it's DRM, and we're gonna do the mode setting. So we're basically following this, and it applies to all the bootloaders. We have now grub, system deboot, and refind, and it goes over it and say, oh look, this machine is on, and then it works, right? Now, since we need to change things in hardware, in very hidden protected files, we need to become root. So in the beginning, press the home button, sudo, and then let everything go ahead. So toggle means if it's already there, bye-bye, right? So if this, and this is a script, and if you try to automate things, it always backfires, right? At some point in time, it will not work anymore. So know where it is. It's the boot refind linux.conf. So this is my system deboot setup in this system. So you go to boot refind, and there is no, well, there's no restriction. I mean, you just can change and add things in here. Type it, save it, done, right? You can do exactly the same things. Let's have a toggle again, so you see what happens. So we have here the refind Linux toggle, control find, voila, system deboot, entry, boot. Oh, it's deeper. It's in the entries that we need to look. Boot EFI loader entries, my mistake. So it all depends. We have now 3 systems to remember: EFI, EF loader, entries. There we are. Okay, sorry, was this file? So we see, where do we see things? Where do we see things? What's this, right? What is this? Nvidia DRM mode set. All right, let's toggle again. And let's look again. Where is Nvidia DRM mode set in the options? It's gone again. So with the scripts, and as I say, sometimes these things change. The scripts can change. Suddenly there is not a bracket, but then there is a quote or something like that, and yeah, everything just fails again. So just report, I would say, and we'll have a look. But the thing is, you don't need us, right? It's just typing something somewhere. The question is always the where. Now that's done. That's one of the scripts. So that's something that you can add, and I'll let you read why we should add it here: automatic, etc., DRM kernel mode setting. But let's go to the practical thing. There's another guy, and which is called ArcoLinux Nvidia Mkinitcpio toggle. So there's another reference in here about Mkinitcpio. If you use that, yes, we use that. So yeah, follow modules to add modules, run, etc., etc. So what we've done with this one, let's do the mistake again as well. So we are going to change things in protected bits and pieces. So okay, arrow up, home, sudo. Now before maybe we do things here, we can have a look at the code later, or just close it so we can navigate to it later. So the file we're talking about now is Mkinitcpio scroll, and this one, right? So at this point in time, it's here. It's not colorful, which is not nice. Always fun to see some colors. So this is used, and it's there. Okay. Now I don't use Sublime Text for this thing. I use it like this. Mkinitcpio like that. Much faster, and it's also a nice colorful, right? Line 7 is what we're talking about. Okay. Control X. I need to go out of this. Then you toggle this. Again, toggle, switch, on and off. And it already makes the files to boot up with. You see, init.rd is gonna be created here. And as an end result, if you have a look here, it's gone. If you have a look here, it's gone. And then toggle again. That's something that might help you as well, so you don't have a black screen in Nvidia. So it's always about Nvidia. That's the trouble child, right? It's always the same thing. So this is a terminal. I need to Control X this and load it again, right? It's not immediately refreshed or anything. In Sublime Text it is. That's of course the interesting bit. So I'd like to share that. If scripts fail, type it, right? You can type this, I'm sure. And you can type it also in the bootloader. So that's fine. If you want to have a look at the code to maybe improve it and say, Eric, I've found something better, and you can add this and this and that, should be nice. So I've split it into 2 pieces, and that one is for our ISO, and for our scripts. These other scripts refer to this guy, but this is interesting. So it's split, the Mkinitcpio and the other one for the bootloader. So I don't need it. This one, the Mkinitcpio, works just fine with Nvidia DKMS. on my hardware, right? Maybe you need the 2, maybe you need none. Test it out. The code. So first we're gonna check, hey, are you root? All right, if not, you tell, hey, you should be root. This is coming straight from ChatGPT, so guys, use it, why not? And keep testing, because in this case, it was a quote, and in this case, it was a bracket. Both cases need to work. So I'll let him do his stuff, and later on, we do a Mkinitcpio. Since we are sudo already up here, I don't need to type sudo in front of this one, but normally we should, right, in a terminal. So this is a system to fill it, and in case of brackets of quotes, to toggle again, toggle off, toggle off, toggle on, toggle on, right? And he even thought about, hey, there's nothing recognizable. The other guy is this one, again, the check of sudo. And we're going to switch, well, check if we're on grub, if we're on systemd boot, and if we're on refind. And then do things, if it's found, remove it, and if it's not found, add it. And that's basically it, right? But again, right, maybe we need to improve things over time. But know where to change what, and that's important. That's knowledge, and you don't need anybody. All right. Good luck with Nvidia. Cheers.